Hi, I'm Tim Weston and welcome to the NGO YouTube news for January in partnership with Pinewood. On the 13th, 14th and 15th of February is the Great British Shooting Show at the NEC. The NGO have got a stand and we're really looking forward to seeing all of our members, new and old, and to discuss hot topics in shooting. You can look at the absolute best equipment shoots have to offer, as well as meet friends after the season. It's something to look forward to in that dull month of February. Make sure you get your tickets ahead of time for the British Shooting Show. There's a discount and avoid the queues on the door. So this month we're going to be talking about, among other things, the government's consultation on knives. So they're talking about having hunting knives licensed, and those knives will be the licenses will be issued by firearms licensing departments. Which leads us on to Section 1 to Section 2, a hot topic within shooting at the minute. The NGO will be consulting when the consultation is out, and we really don't think that shotguns should be treated the same as a firearm. We're also going to be looking at the Ben O'Rourke report, where he's dived deep into RSPB crime figures and done a fantastic expose which has been published on the Moorland Association website. Enjoy the show.
Hey, I'm Thomas Torstensson and I'm responsible for Pinewood in UK. Pinewood is a premium Swedish brand and we cater for everything for shooting, dog sport, general outdoors. We are very proud today, in this beautiful sunny day, to announce that we are in a partnership now with NGO and for you as a member. Stay tuned, because very shortly in the newsletters you will find out more about how this will benefit you as a member. Otherwise, we'll see you at the British Shooting Show.
As we're now at the very end of this year's shooting season, the NGO have taken time to step back and look at the work we've been doing with the Country Food Trust. We've been doing some really important work with game meat and delivering healthy packets of breast meat to community kitchens and homeless shelters across the United Kingdom. We've set hubs up in areas where shoots can donate their game to be processed and then delivered to these shelters. The systems work really well, but next year, for next season, over the summer, we want to scale it up and we want to make this a national project. However, these things cost money and we're going to need your help. We estimate we'll be able to use between 50 to 70% of all the dead game produced in the UK for projects such as these. We just need to be able to afford to create the hubs and then to process the meat. It's such an important project, and if every shoot in the United Kingdom, not shooter but shoot, donated just £25, we could fund the entire project for a year. Freelance journalist Ben O'Rourke has written a report that shows the failures of how Britain's largest conservation charity lost its way. The damning new report, examining 3 decades of wildlife crime investigations, has exposed systematic failures at the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. The full report is hosted on the Campaign for Moorland Communities website and can be downloaded and read by everybody. Ben claims that there's flawed science and destroyed lives, and the report reveals a disturbing pattern of investigative failures. Most damaging are revelations about DNA testing and raptor breeding cases during the early 90s.
Hi guys, it's Ant, Gamekeeper at Burley Park. You'll know from TGS with Johnny Carter. Nearing the end of the season. We've got 1 week left. We are just prepping for the shoot day tomorrow. I've actually got the girls out for a run at the moment, giving them a little free rein before they go out tomorrow. Just want to say, everybody that's involved in the keepering world, well done this year. I mean, this year, I don't know what other people have found. The partridges have been good. They've been fairly behaved, but the pheasants certainly haven't. My pheasants have been everywhere, not feeding, not in the drives when you want them, and then randomly you catch them all out and they're all in there. Anybody who's had a tough season, hang in there. Next season's always another one. We just wanted to take this time to take two things. Number one, remember at the end of the season, let's keep the feed out, let's keep the birds fed. It's one of those things that makes us better than the rest, right? We keep those wild birds fed and we look after our stock even when we finish with them. It's setting the stepping stones for next year. That's going to be a breeding stock if we can look after them, keep those predators down, keep the habitat right, and keep that food going. That's a holy trifecta, right? We're going to end up with more stock for next year, so it's in our benefit and it makes us look good to everybody else too. And it's one of the major benefits of what we do in the job. And the second one is, with how stressful it's been this year, this is more for the beaters and the guns and the shoot owners. Remember, a gamekeeper's for life, not just for cock day. Keep in touch with them, keep talking to them through the season, and hopefully they'll be there next year and we'll all go again and enjoy another absolute belter. So I hope everybody's had a cracking season. One more week to go, guys. We'll soon be there. Let's look forward to it. Get the holiday out of the way. Get back to it for next year. Cheers, guys.
Hello, here we are today at E2 Technology Solutions, who are helping the NGO develop an app which will allow gamekeepers and shoot managers to keep records of daily checks and visits to your pen, mortality, medicine records and visitor records, all of which are a legal requirement going forward. The app will be free for you to download and will be launched at this year's British Shooting Show at the NEC starting on the 13th of February, and we look forward to seeing you all there. So with the NGO's friends, UKDTR, the United Kingdom Deer Dog Tracking Register, we're going to be looking at the potential unintended consequences of any trail hunting bill. For example, if the trail hunting bill will forbid you to lay a trail and use a dog to track it, that would mean training vital deer tracking dogs almost impossible. There are also other things that might be in there about bringing an animal to bay, and also things about dogs and mammals. The unintended consequences of any well-meaning government bill needs to be examined, and the NGO will be helping our friends look at these important nuances and helping the government make the right decision.
Since 2021, the National Gamekeepers Organisation have been sending FOIs to all the police forces in the UK, and that's to get a baseline figure of what they're seeing as raptor crime, illegally killing the birds of prey. So we've been asking the question of, how many birds of prey dead birds of prey they've investigated in a year, what was the outcome, that kind of thing. So in 2024, we sent out the same FOI again, and we also looked at WIS, which is a Wildlife Incident Investigation Service. With the police forces, 11 police forces came back and said they had no incidents whatsoever. They hadn't investigated any incidents or had any reported. 20 forces gave information of different birds of prey that had been handed in or had been called in by the general public, and the police had gone out to investigate those. And the rest didn't keep records. Wildlife crime is non-recordable. So the police are under no obligation to record these crimes. And this is where we do have a bit of a problem, and we need to get the government to actually change that. And we want bird crime and all wildlife crime to be recordable so we know what the figures are. As I mentioned earlier, we're also looking into WIS, which is the Wildlife Incident Investigation Service. And WIS are a government body who they look at and analyse all kinds of animals, from dogs, cats, bees, birds of prey, and look at what traces of chemical, if they think they've been poisoned or they picked up some kind of a poison incident. So they analyse, all these animals to see what's gone on, what's been found in them. In 2024, WIS took in 69 birds, of which 5 cases proved to be illegal abuse of a insecticide to target that particular bird of prey, or those 5 birds of prey. So out of the 69 cases, which is something like about 7% of the birds that were analysed by WIS, was targeted illegal activity. The rest were down to trauma, which could be flying into a wind turbine, into a window, hit by a motor vehicle, lots of different legitimate reasons why those birds could have died. We're very close now to releasing our full breakdown of the report. So keep an eye out on social media, keep an eye out on our website, and it'll be appearing there shortly. Interesting fact though, that out of the 69 birds tested by Wiz, 68.5% of them had background traces of rat poison. So anticoagulant rat poison was found in 68% of the birds that were tested. So that's what we do on a daily basis. We're looking into these facts when we'll be lobbying the government to make sure that these figures are, and got a chicken here, these figures are recordable in the future. Thanks very much. Bye.
So the licensing team have very much started 2026 as we mean to go forward. Alan and I have both been out engaging with many people and speaking to lots of members. Over the past month, personally, I've been out engaging directly with police forces and national bodies on firearms licensing. I've presented to Essex, met with Kent, and been taking part in the national stakeholder session with His Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary and Fire and Rescue Services. This was part of the thematic inspection into firearms licensing across England and Wales. At that national session, I explained who the National Gamekeepers organisation represents and why we exist. I spoke about the importance of firearms licensing being proportionate and timely, and about decisions reflecting the reality of gamekeeping, where firearms are tools of the trade, not just leisure items. I also set out the economic and conservation value of shooting, the direct link between firearms access and rural livelihoods, and the pressures caused by delays to renewals, grants, variations, and suitability reviews, where there is no identified risk. I was able to bring members' real experiences directly into that national evidence base. In Essex, I presented on the current direction of travel in firearms licensing, including the proposed alignment of Section 2 and Section 1, and what that means in practice. Those discussions have already led to further meetings being set up with senior officers, including the Assistant Chief Constable, to develop closer working partnerships. I've also spent time with Kent Police looking at the pressure licensing units are under and how the delays affect people in practice, not just on paper, but in terms of employment, animal welfare and countryside management. Throughout all this, I've been able to be clear about the role the National Gamekeepers organisation plays as a constructive partner to police forces. Both Alan and I will be at the National Shooting Show, and we hope to meet up with members.
Hi, I am Andreas Esbjörnsson and I'm the CEO of Pinewood in Sweden. I am very excited about joining NGO in a partnership for 2026, since UK is a key market for us at Pinewood. This year we celebrate 30 years in producing products for hunting, shooting, outdoor and dog sports. As you can see, we have a lot of products here in Värnamo, and this is the headquarters in Sweden. So I hope to see a lot of you ahead in the future, and if you are possibly in Sweden and have the time, please join us, talk about business, but very important, also join us for some Swedish fika.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, you can join the NGO for just £55 a year, which gives you top-rate membership benefits, and this whole thing has been brought to you by Pinewood.